Hello and welcome to another episode of The Business End. I'm your host this week, Rowan Lee, and I'm joined here with Matt and Ben, who are regulars on the show, as you know. And this week we've got a lot of things to talk about. Actually, we're gonna go straight into it. But first, Matt wants to do a little quiz to get our brains ticking.
Ooh.
So Matt, I'm going to hand it over to you, mate, to see what you've got for us.
So yeah, just to liven up the podcast a bit, every week we're going to do a bit of a quiz, different subjects, different ways of quizzing you. But the first game we're going to go quite easy. It's just, what sport do these players play? We've got an easy round, a medium round, and a hard round, and then we've got a tiebreaker if it is 3-3 at the end.
Which it won't be.
Buzzing. Can't wait.
Right, first answer is tiddlywinks.
So, if you get the first question incorrect, I'll be very disappointed in you lot.
Oh, you sound like my parents.
Who wants
Shouldn't
to be
say that, they listen to this.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'll be brave. I'll take one for the team. I will embarrass myself, and then it will look less embarrassing for Rowan.
Okay, so Rowan, you're going first.
I'm going first, aren't I?
Yeah. Luke Freeman.
Brilliant.
What sport
Okay.
does he play?
Sorry, Matt. Sorry, can you
Luke
repeat that?
Freeman.
Luke Freeman. What sport does he play?
Yes. This is the easy round, remember?
This is the easy round. Wow.
This doesn't sound very easy.
Oh, no, I'm stuck already.
I recognise the name, in all honesty.
Okay. I'm gonna take a punt.
Go on.
Okay, and I'm gonna say he is golf.
Can I steal this?
Do you want to steal, Ben?
Is it football?
It is football.
Yeah!
Currently, Sheffield United player on loan
Lucky.
at Nottingham Forest. So it's 1-0 to
wow.
Ben.
He's my
No,
favourite
sorry,
Sheffield
my
United
bad.
player on loan at Nottingham Forest.
My knowledge of the Nottingham Forest.
See, he said it would be
isn't too
easy,
good.
so I
So-
thought it's got to be football.
So Ben, to go 2-0 up,
2-0 up, oh my.
Joffre Archer.
Oh, I recognise the name.
Good. It's the easy round. You
It's
should.
the sport. Oh, God.
What sport does Joffre Archer play?
Is it rugby? I've absolutely messed that up.
As they can see, my face is absolutely shocked.
Football.
Ben, you're incorrect.
Rowan is celebrating like
Does
I'm
Rowan
absolutely
wants to
buzzing.
steal?
I know what it is.
Rowan, what do you want to steal it for?
He's only England's number one cricketer.
Is he?
He is. Well,
Oh,
he's
dear.
not number
He
one,
is.
but he's
Right,
I need to watch more
He's
cricket.
top cricketer.
I barely
So
have the
it's-
attention span to
it's
watch
1-1.
futsal, and that's 10-minute halves.
and both of you have got an incorrect answer in these rounds. Medium
But
round.
we got each other's.
Rowan,
Yeah, that's true. Here you go. Let's go.
Rob Gronkowski.
Oh, I know this
Oh
one.
yes, he is an NFL player,
Mm.
and I think he plays for the Tampa Buccaneers.
He won
Tampa
the
Bay
Super Bowl.
Buccaneers. Yes, he won the
Yes.
Super Bowl 2
I
months
remember
ago.
watching the Super Bowl, and we all turned into Hulk, went Gronk throw, Gronk catch.
Ben.
He's a unit.
He
Ben's
is
equalised at 2-2. Antonio Giovinazzi.
Right. Antonio. He sounds Italian.
I don't know this, so
He is.
He is Italian. What do Italians do? They're not very good at rugby. I'm trying to read his face, and he.
My face is not giving anything away.
Ooh, he's not footballer because you'd recognise. I'm gonna go.
I've forgotten the name already. To be
Me
honest.
too. Antonio.
Antonio Giovinazzi.
Antonio Giovinazzi. Cricket. No, they don't play cricket. Tennis.
Incorrect. Do you
Oh,
want to steal,
no.
Rowan?
He is
For 3-1.
okay. So
I think you should lose a point if you steal and get it wrong.
This is just a total
No.
guess. He's trying to change the game up here. He's trying. Okay, this is just a guess. So I'm gonna go for. Ooh.
Edit that out.
Yeah. Pardon me. I'm gonna go for F1.
Ding, ding, ding. He is a Formula 1 driver for the Alfa Romeo team.
Oh, what even is Alfa Romeo these days?
There we go.
The hard round. If Rowan, just remember, if you get this correct,
You win.
you win
I
for.
still want to do the impossible round.
There is no possible round.
Or just make something up then.
The hard round.
Okay.
Pardeep Narwhal.
Narwhals don't exist.
Is it? Sorry, is this my go now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's your go.
Okay.
Pardeep Narwhal.
Okay. I'm gonna go for. Do you know what? It's so weird, but it sounds like a hockey player. Sounds like a. I'm gonna go ice hockey.
Ice hockey.
Yeah.
You went for decent guess. But Ben to steal for 3-2.
Ooh. So is ice hockey close?
Pardeep Narwhal.
He can't help you out with that.
Oh. Pardeep
Narwhal.
Narwhal.
Like the animal narwhals with the horns in the
Like
ocean.
whale unicorns.
Yeah.
They're absolute legends, they are.
But some people don't think they exist.
Really?
They think they're like unicorns. We just made them up.
Wow.
Still waiting on an answer.
I know.
Pardeep Narwhal.
What I'm doing here is
He's procrastinating.
I'm playing for time. I've taken it into the corner in the 90th minute while I think of the answer, which is cricket.
Kabaddi.
No, what's kabaddi?
I think isn't it? Is it Asian? Is it an
It's an
Asian game?
Indian
See, I thought
Yeah.
he was. I thought India, and the only sport I could think of was cricket.
He's a raider for the
Close.
Patna Pirates.
What a name!
What's kabaddi?
It's a tag game. It's the hard
He plays
round.
tag.
Kind of, yeah.
He plays tag.
An Indian tag, which you rugby
Indian
tackle
tag.
people that get into the zone.
Kabaddi G.
That's why Bad's in it, then, isn't it?
So-
Japudi G. Kabaddi
I mean,
G.
it's a useless question to ask you, but let's go for your final question.
Was that not my final question?
No, that you tried to steal that one.
Oh,
So the score now, Matt, please.
It's 3-1 to Rowan.
double points, I
wow.
reckon.
Lyndall
expecting that.
Oatley.
Pardon?
Lyndall Oatley.
Sounds posh.
Is it?
I don't know.
Kind of, yeah. It's got a Y in it. In the first name.
It's got a Y in
It's got a Y in the first name. You know they are royalty.
It's got a Y instead of an I. It's kind of a posh name.
Kyle. It's not a posh name, is
yeah.
it?
True. Very true. I'm going to push you for time here because we're up to 7 minutes on the quiz.
Oh no.
Wow.
Kind of posh. Equestrian.
I'll take it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It was dressage, but that is part of
comes
the...
under equestrian.
It's part of
Oh
the-
yes.
Did it?
So fair play to
I mean,
Ben.
I was about to say sailing.
He lost
wouldn't,
3-2,
mate.
but-
Fair play to you there. That's
Lost
great.
3-2. We can go on to the actual...
I think I've regained any pride I lost.
We can go to the actual sports now if you
Oh,
want
so
to.
what was the final score?
3-2 to Rowan.
Oh,
He
God.
takes the
I
lead.
think I should host the quiz next week.
In this weekly quiz. No, I'm the host. Because
Always, that's rubbish. I want to go.
Because whoever wins the quiz up until the end of the Euros...
Is there a prize?
Yeah,
Is there
there's a prize.
Ooh.
Winner gets to go to the Euros final,
There you go.
paid for by
No,
Matt.
You get a gone-off chocolate egg, really. That's what
Oh,
you get.
lovely.
Oh, which kind of chocolate egg?
Of your choice.
Oh,
Just a fermented
gonna
egg
keep,
covered
like,
in chocolate. There
keep
you go.
loads of them just in case we like that one.
No, I'll just buy one online.
They don't tend to sell them off.
I
Online.
don't know what I'll do, but let's just get to the actual sport, all right?
Ding, ding, ding. What are we talking about this week?
So, this week is, the FA Cup quarterfinals happened on the weekend. Manchester United might be offering Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a new contract. We've got the international break coming up, so we're looking at the England matches. Gareth Bale has said that he's going to go back to Real Madrid after using Tottenham Hotspur as a pure gym, really. Six Nations are coming to a close in the next round of matches. Wales and France could be victorious on that.
France.
The Bahrain GP is this weekend. Formula 1's back. England are bad at cricket. And then we've got Steve Watch.
Steve Watch, that's my favourite part.
So if you want to take us away, Rowan, on just the results from the weekend.
So, of course, where do we start then? Leicester City beating Man United 3-1 to progress through to the next round. 2 goals from Ian Acho, which is a good.
He's getting good,
It's
isn't
good, yeah, fair play to him. And Tielemans, of course, he's been fantastic, hasn't he? Really, for Leicester, what a signing he was. And then, of course, once again, Man United relying on a 19-year-old in Mason Greenwood. I think he's 19.
And they
18,
ended
19.
up losing him from it because they pushed him too hard.
Yeah, and they lost. So yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my take from that is that Leicester City are
They're going to lose in the final
just
to Man
can't-
City.
Well, yeah, I mean possibly, but they cannot be. You can't write this team off. They're brilliant.
I mean, Leicester had the same story as Kelechi Iheanacho, really, haven't they? I mean, he's been at Leicester for 4 years now, and this is his best goal-scoring return for them. 7 goals in his last 4 matches. Hat-trick on the weekend against Sheffield United in the Cup. 2 goals and an assist in the FA Cup the next weekend. He's He's finally showing why he was bought for £35 million, wasn't he?
But in all fairness, he had that season where he was pretty much Man City's first choice striker, where they had all those problems. You've got to be good to do that. And I think it was very good business of Leicester to buy him. He's still very young. It's just taken a few years for him to get to the point where he should be.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, so Leicester City, they've gone through, haven't they? They will play. Who do they play? Southampton.
One of those is getting
9-0 game 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, of course.
I want Southampton to win just to make up for when Man United mugged them off in the EFL Cup final.
Well, Southampton have been to Wembley a few times in recent
When was the last
years.
time Leicester should have got the EFL Cup final last season, but Villa somehow did them over 2 legs.
The last time they were at Wembley, I believe,
35 years ago, was it?
It was in the 80s.
Yeah.
Gary Lineker said it was in the 80s on live TV, so I'm going to go with him.
I think they're probably going to bottle it again, in all honesty.
Like I said, though, you can never write Leicester off.
Well,
I mean,
Leicester have definitely improved from last season. Obviously, even though they were good at the start of the year, they tailed off.
Yeah.
But they're still going. They're still in the race for the top 2, really, this season. But they play Southampton. Southampton beat Bournemouth 3-0. Quite a simple breeze against the Championship club. Redmond with 2 and Gineppo with the goal. Do you think, even though Southampton are in pretty poor form in the league, in the FA Cup is a different story?
Maybe. I mean, we do see some teams, don't we, perform better in cup competitions. Why that is, I have absolutely no idea. It might be to do with the form, maybe.
Playing without fear, I guess.
Yeah.
Not really got many consequences. It's just Premier League club, FA Cup prize money means nothing. So they just go for it. Why not?
Why not? Why not go for it? I mean, is there any? Let's face it. With all due respect, they're not going to win the Premier League, are they? Southampton.
No.
So they might as well go for
relegated.
Well, they might as well go for a cup, mightn't they? Go for a domestic cup. Yes, they probably won't win it by the law of averages, but
have fun.
Just have fun, enjoy the ride. And if it gets to the final, fantastic.
And they know how to score against City. Just get a long throw into the box.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think the last time that either of these two clubs won a trophy that wasn't a league title was the Johnson's Paint Trophy in 2009, Southampton.
Oh, man.
I think they beat Carlisle 4-1. I think so.
Yeah.
So the winner of Southampton-Leicester have a daunting task in the final. Manchester City or Chelsea?
It's got to be Man City.
Yeah, I mean...
Chelsea are getting good, though. You don't just beat Atleti without being good.
Thomas Tuchel...
You still don't want... I mean, it just shows how poor Lampard was as a manager, in all honesty.
Well, yeah, Lampard did have faults, but I think... it was his 18 months into a job at Chelsea is a massive job.
He took the job about 5 years too soon.
Well, going from Derby County...
Going from failing for promotion with Derby County.
You got that position with Derby with all the young loan players he got from Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, Man City beat Everton 2-0. Gundogan 84th minute, De Bruyne 90th minute. Could have went to extra time again. But obviously,
no surprise there, though.
And Chelsea, easy 2-0 win against Sheffield United. An Orwood own goal and Ziyech in the 90th.
They are really impressing me, though, to be fair, Chelsea.
They're improving.
Since Tuchel took over, I mean, like we literally just said, they've almost changed. They're like a totally different team now to the team that we saw under Lampard. It was all a bit, all a bit
gung-ho, really.
Yeah, it was just all a bit frantic, a bit all over the place. No, you didn't really know who was doing what. It was just a bit. You were looking at it. It was sort of like, I don't know. It was just like it was like a random squad on FIFA, for example. Like you're playing.
I mean, Tuchel's come from PSG and
he's one of the best managers in the world.
He's come from PSG with the likes of Di Maria, Neymar, Mbappe, Rafinha.
Yeah,
the first midfielder I could think of, and he's gone into a team with an abundance of attacking wealth. I mean, Werner, Pulisic, Ziyech, Havertz, they're all good players.
My problem with all this is that every English fan's idea of Werner's been soured by Lampard and his awful way of playing him out wide. I discovered Werner when he was at Stuttgart on like FIFA 11 or something. I've always raved about him and I've always signed him. And then when he got I thought he deserved that move to Chelsea and then they ruined him.
Yeah. Well, I think it just shows you really how inept Frank Lampard was, really, and
one
how
of the best strikers
inexperienced. Yeah. I mean, because you're going about Tuchel, with the likes of Neymar, Di Maria, all them lot. It just shows you how he can really, he can work well with the prima donnas and the big egos in the team, and like Frank Lampard just couldn't really. He couldn't hack it.
With Tuchel at the helm, Chelsea will win the Prem within 3 years, and I'm confident in saying
big statement.
that. I'm confident in saying that.
But with Man City through to the semi-final, I got a question for you. Do you think the quadruple is on for Pep Guardiola's team?
No, I don't.
I don't think they'll do it in the Champions League.
I don't think they'll win the Champions League, no.
They just seem to bottle it.
Who do you think will beat them in the Champions League?
Bayern.
Bayern Munich will probably win the Champions League.
Just too good. They're too good at football.
Yeah, I'd put right now. I'd put my money on Bayern Munich winning the Champions League.
They are a machine.
Could change, but at the moment, yeah.
It's not going to be PSG. That's the main thing.
So you're saying that Man City breezed through Tottenham in the Carling Cup, well, the EFL Cup final?
Yeah, that's not even a... that might come back to bite us.
They've all but won the league, let's be honest.
The league's theirs,
yeah,
the FA Cup.
You might as well give the trophy to Man City now.
They're going to get a treble, yeah.
Okay.
The only chance of a quadruple is if they go out in the next season in the Champions League group stages and win the Europa League.
Unless Chelsea beat them in the FA Cup.
Which could happen, in all honesty.
Interesting.
It is interesting. So, from Man City, we've talked about them a bit, but Manchester United, news that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could get a new contract.
That is just ridiculous.
I'd love to ask a United fan. If Liam was here now, I'd love to ask him.
His contract's up at the end of next season.
Mm.
And if they give the contract that he wants, I mean, they brought in new backroom staff. Darren Fletcher's come in to work with the team. Does that really show ambitions from Man United? Yes, they're building a project, but he's in his third season at the club and he's never been to a final.
Yeah, I mean, last season United lost 3 semi-finals. They've already lost a semi-final this year. He hasn't won a single trophy. Van Gaal was one of the awful ones. He won a trophy. Mourinho won the treble.
Well, I think
it was a Mickey Mouse treble. It's still a treble.
That's a bit unfair on Van Gaal because you're asking a man who's played a certain way for the whole of his career to go into Manchester United.
I mean, what I'm saying is the United fans think he's one of the awful ones.
And as much
from the outside, you can see he's a very good manager.
As much as putting Fellaini up top and just lobbing balls to him, it did work at the end.
And it won them more trophies than Solskjaer.
Well, Solskjaer, at the end of the day, you hear about Solskjaer and Van Gaal and stuff, and the reason why Man United fans would look at that and think, Solskjaer's one of the best out of a bad bunch is purely because he's a club legend. That is the only reason why.
If you look at Man United this season, they're second in the league, knocked out of the League Cup, FA Cup and Champions League, and are currently in the Europa League.
I mean, they'll beat Granada, but I can see them going out in the semis again.
I don't know. I think Man United got a good chance of winning the Europa League, you know.
So what I question is, who has drastically improved under Solskjaer? I can think of Luke Shaw, and even though Bruno Fernandes wasn't at a club before Solskjaer, I think Solskjaer has made him an even better player with the players around him.
I think Fred, maybe. I think Fred's improved. Well, I mean,
besides his masterclass on the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, he's had on and off games, but I think overall, you know, when Fred first came in United, everyone was thinking, like, wow, what's going on here? Like, you know,
I mean, it was the season where everyone bought a midfielder who was exactly the same.
Yeah,
like Jorginho going to Chelsea.
You know, but I think there are a few players that have improved under Solskjaer. Whether that's Solskjaer or not,
I don't think it is Solskjaer,
or whether we do have to take into the fact as well, especially in the last year, the fact that there has been no fans in stadiums, and whether we
do get on their back.
Yeah, we've spoken about this before, haven't we? And where some teams have somehow performed well without the fans.
I mean, just look at Villa.
Yeah,
they were challenging for Europe.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. I think we've got to take that into account. But I think, in my opinion anyway, overall, I think there's a few players that he's improved. Definitely Shaw, and I think Fred maybe, yeah.
I think just imagine what a real world-class manager can do with Bruno. Bruno's one of the best players in the Premier League. He is outstanding. So he kind of carries United.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
So it was first reported in the Mirror. The Mirror was first reporting that Ole would get a contract on the 13th of March. But then about a week later, James Cooper from Sky Sports, he's a Manchester United correspondent, said that unless Bruno Fernandes is conducting the orchestra, it's unclear what piece of music they're attempting to play. Which I think it sums up United. If Bruno isn't on his top game, where's anything coming from? I mean, Pogba...
Oh, we could see from the Leicester game, Bruno came off the bench, didn't he?
Yeah.
And it was too late. Game was done.
Why he started on the bench? I have absolutely no idea.
Solskjaer hasn't won a trophy since 2013, which he won the Norwegian equivalent of the FA Cup with Molde. He's not a big game manager, I don't think.
No, he's not. It's I don't know. Recently, it's just like they're going around in circles, isn't it, Man United? 1 minute they're having a good run of games and stuff, and they're playing really well, and it's like,
Solskjaer's job's at risk.
Well, yeah, it's like, wow, Man United, they could, I heard some people say they could win the league. I mean, and then like next thing you know, they have a dodgy performance against AC Milan. It's like, same old United again, not performing, underperforming. I mean, they're just going around in circles at the moment, and I think giving Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a new deal, or at least have they offered it to him, or has he actually signed it?
Not officially offered yet, but it's rumoured that he'll be getting a new contract.
Yeah,
I don't understand why.
Yeah, what are they trying to prove by that? Really,
So,
I don't.
137 games, won nothing. Mourinho 144 games. Well, he's won a treble. Solskjaer has to win a treble.
Like I said, he's a club legend. That's the only reason why.
Counts.
Loosely as possible.
It counts. He's won 3 trophies.
If you call the Community Shield a trophy,
I do. I mean, it's a plate. He's won a plate. It's more than Solskjaer's won.
They don't officially though. They don't actually count the Community Shield. They didn't.
No, only City did when they were that formidable season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I think we're all in agreement that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer hasn't deserved a new contract at United.
No, it just seems to be. It's a bit obscure, isn't it? Really, what's going on at Man United at the moment? I don't really know. They're not about bringing Haaland in the summer. I don't know.
They're in a lot of debt.
Yeah,
I don't get how they can.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that they're definitely getting back up there again slowly. But I mean, at the moment, no one's going to be competing with City.
What they need is this Lampard to Tuchel sort of thing. They need the ex-player out and a world-class manager in.
But they've tried. True. But they've tried 2 world-class managers, and Jose Mourinho and Louis van Gaal.
The fans didn't like them.
They need attacking managers. Van Gaal and Mourinho, no offence to them, absolutely fantastic managers, but not this attack that the United fans demand. You can clearly see, it doesn't matter how many trophies they win, if the fans don't like them, they'll be some of the most entitled fans.
So, on the basis of not winning trophies, we're going to go to international chat now, and to England.
66, we did win something.
There we go.
Well, the international break it's upon us. It starts today. It's probably kicked off in a few matches. Yeah. England are playing, if I can just get my San Marino tomorrow.
Oh, lovely.
Look, we're in Group I. We've got San Marino, Andorra, Albania, Hungary, and Poland.
I mean, we have to win that group.
There's no excuse to not win the group.
I swear England always get San Marino.
We always
get
San Marino 6 times.
8 times. Yeah, 6 times.
Is that a coincidence or what is going on?
Someone has to get San Marino. It just happens
someone has to
to
play that. We've played them twice. First meet. Well, I'm trying to find where it is.
I just want to share with an amazing stat I found about San Marino, England.
Yeah.
It was at the time the fastest goal in World Cup qualifying.
The San Marino.
San Marino scored in 8.3 seconds.
So only 4 players from the last meeting are in the England squad this time.
It'd be Kane. When did we last with Pickford, or was that before him? No, it won't be Pickford.
Eric Dyer.
No.
Right. No, Kyle Walker.
No.
Oh.
He's not in the squad.
Walker's in the squad.
Well, he wasn't in the squad last time then.
Kyle Walker is in this squad, yeah.
Let's think.
Okay, I'll give you it. It's Luke Shaw, Raheem Sterling, and John Stones.
I was going to say John Stones next.
So look.
We guessed the San Marino squad.
No, because no one. Look,
Steve.
Oh, England are 4th in the world rankings at the moment. I know that's a bit.
I don't trust the world rankings because Belgium are top.
We played Poland, who are 19th, Hungary 40th, Albania 66th, Andorra 151st, and San Marino 210th.
Poland's the only one I worry about because of Lewandowski.
In the squad as well, we've called up Sam Johnson, Ollie Watkins, and Jude Bellingham. Do you think that the San Marino and Andorra games?
Perfect chance.
Just a free cap, really.
Thing is, right, if we don't score more than 5, it's embarrassing. But if we play our younger, less capped players like Bellingham and Watkins, there's the potential we'll only score 5, at which point it's embarrassing. So there's not really a win-win.
But here's what I'm thinking. Does England play their formation the way that they want to play in the Euros later this year?
Yes, they have to. They have to use this as I've tried to guess what it is. I'm guessing they'll go with the World Cup formation.
I don't think they will. I think they'll go for 4.
Can you even guess Gareth Southgate? He just seems to be all over the place.
Well,
doesn't he?
What I'm saying is that if we play both Calvin Phillips and another centre defensive midfielder in, well, anyone else really.
See, my guess is Phillips or Rice and James Ward-Prowse.
If we play Phillips, Rice and Ward-Prowse in the same midfield,
I'd cry.
I will be absolutely embarrassed to be an Englishman.
Thing is, Ward-Prowse for his free kicks absolutely deserves a place. I'd say probably Declan Rice next to him with Mount as the cam at the moment.
Yeah, well, I think San Marino's a pretty simple 5-6-0 win.
Well, am I going back to the squad though? Am I the only one who's baffled about the defenders that he's chosen?
I don't understand it.
Well, there's no Liverpool players in the squad.
I tried to guess
so
it.
Trent's not in the squad.
Well, you see, I've had a look at that Trent, and I'm sorry, but I do not understand the reason as to why Trent Alexander-Arnold was
Klopp
left
had given him the time off, fully expecting Alexander-Arnold to be on international duty.
Let's just listen to Gareth Southgate's reasoning as to why as to why Trent Alexander-Arnold wasn't in the team. He said that he's been underperforming. Okay, so let's have a look at his matches so far. So he's played 27 games so far in the Premier League. He scored 1 goal and he's got 3 assists. Okay, so compare that to Reece James, who's been picked. Reece James has played 5 matches, scored 0 goals and got no assists.
Right, well, that does make no sense.
And then here we go. Here's Kieran Trippier. Bear in mind he has been out.
I mean, one of Atleti's best players. I would have picked him.
Yeah.
But I didn't think the FA liked him.
It's baffling. I don't understand. And I feel like I don't like having to go at Gareth Southgate, but at the end of the day, I feel as though he is picking his favourites. I do not understand for the life of me why Eric Dyer is in the team.
He shouldn't be.
Well, Eric Dyer's always been picked really by Hodgson. He's a utility player, but against San Marino and Albania,
you don't want a utility player. You want
he's really not good.
In a tournament, you need one, but against Albania and against San Marino, there is no point of having a below average centre back, a below average centre midfielder, a below average defensive midfielder.
But just like the Business End podcast, he is Cheltenham born.
Against a team of which, if we have a goal kick or they get a corner, it'll be quite embarrassing. We play Albania as well. I think we all know that San Marino is going to be easy. Albania a bit harder. They made Euros in 2016.
Shouldn't be a tough game.
No, we've played them twice. Albania, both in 2001, a 3-1 win and a 2-0 win. Michael Owen scored in both of those games.
Nice.
Robbie Fowler scored the other in a 2-0 win. Look, that's again, it's not the hardest game, is Albania?
No, should be an easy win.
Yeah. I mean, it should be an easy win, shouldn't it? But with England, you never know, do you?
And especially with Southgate absolutely putting Kieran Trippier at left back.
That's the thing. Biaka Saka is out injured for the San Marino match.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So who's our other left back?
It's Luke Trippier is the one they use. It's going to be Trippier or Chilwell with Walker on the right, I reckon.
But look, Albania and Poland. Poland's next Wednesday. If we do a podcast next Wednesday, we might go a bit more in depth in this. Do we rest players for the Albania game? Resting players for the Albania game means that if we do play a weakened experimental side against San Marino,
perhaps
some of our players wouldn't have got any.
Play a mixture of senior and young players against San Marino, and then play the other half of the youngsters and the other half of the senior players against Albania, and then go full out against Poland, perhaps.
Yeah, I play Ollie Watkins.
I'd put Ollie Watkins next to Kane.
Yeah, why not?
And then have James Ward-Prowse with Phillips, and then Dyer, Maguire, and Stones.
I mean, Southgate probably won't do that because he's got his own agenda. But
I mean,
it's interesting, really. What's your guys' opinion on Gareth Southgate as a manager? Really, do you feel he deserves to be England manager? Do you feel he's good enough to be England
from
manager?
what he did with the youth setup and how he was meant to bring through all our really exciting young players, and then he didn't do it.
No.
At which point I got a bit incensed and thought, what is he doing?
Yeah,
I think it's a bit of an interesting conundrum England find themselves in. He got England to a semi-final of a World Cup, and before anyone says it was an easy, it's a semi-final of a World Cup. Turkey made it in 2002, and they still celebrate that. Look, yes, he didn't bring through as many young players as we'd liked, but we've got a golden generation, and I'm going to coin it that. We might not win anything, but the generation that won the Under-17 World Cup. The striker for that is Ryan Brewster, who's not scored a Premier League goal in his career.
But Phil Foden won it, and he is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. So we got players coming through that he will bleed into the squad, especially the likes of Foden and Reece James. I do like him as a player. Maybe not first choice right back for England, or second choice, or third choice. I think Wan-Bissaka deserves to be in the squad.
I think the reason why, I'm not having a dig at Reece James because I think he's a brilliant player. He's got so much potential. I think the only reason why Gareth Southgate has picked Reece James over Trent Alexander-Arnold is because Chelsea are doing better than Liverpool in the league.
Yeah.
That is the only reason. And to be honest with you, I think that's just bang out of order from Gareth Southgate, really. His justification for the reason was absolutely shocking.
I'll back up Southgate. I don't think Trent's been that good this season.
He's been better than Reece James.
But he's not been as good as Aaron
Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka. He's not in the squad.
As good as Trippier, who will play left back.
I mean, he's an interesting man. If we play two defensive midfielders in any of those games,
it's going to be at least 3 on the pitch, and then Dyer at centre back.
So many defenders.
4 defensive midfielders and probably 5 right backs again.
So we'll move on from the English and we'll move over the bridge to the Welsh.
Ooh.
I was expecting Liam to be on here so we could have a proper good chat about the Welsh. They play Belgium tonight.
I think they're unbeaten against Belgium recently, which I didn't expect.
They
Obviously,
Really? I
beat
didn't know
Belgium.
that.
replay of the Euros match, which should be interesting.
Obviously beat Belgium 3-1 in the Euros quarterfinals in 2016. I mean, look, Welsh are 18th ranked in the world.
Belgium are top.
Belgium are top. Czech Republic, Belarus and Estonia all in their group.
And Lukaku's been superb. I can see him. It's going to be Lukaku against Bale, but Bale's just not that good at the moment, so I can see Belgium storming this.
From the squad, Aaron Ramsey, Ben Davies and Tom Lockyer have all pulled out the Welsh team.
Oh dear.
That's good. So that's hopeful for Wales.
They've got Gareth Bale, but
Don't have their manager.
and Ben Cabango, Robson Kanu, Dylan Levitt and Rabi Matando have all been recalled after missing the last Welsh squad through injury.
Decent names there.
I mean,
Not
Belgium
good
have,
players, but funny names.
I mean, look, they're going to finish second in the group. Belgium are going to win the group.
Will that go through to the playoffs
They're
then?
going to storm it, aren't they?
Belgium have called up 34 men to their international squad this week. 34.
Well, I mean, I didn't expect them to call up any women.
Is there honestly any point in calling up 34 players for?
34.
Is there not a limit?
For the,
There should be a limit on qualifiers.
surely that's harsh on some of the players that have been picked because they will never play.
I think
They
they've
probably
got
won't play.
4 goalkeepers in their squad.
Why?
And what is the point? Is that just to show off to every other country that we're Belgium, we're top,
We've
we're
got all these
great?
I think it should be like a 23-man limit, just like the actual tournament.
Yeah, I
For
don't.
each break, at
That's
least.
baffling. That is. I don't understand that.
But then again, to be fair, this week Wales have got a friendly in between their 2 qualifiers for some reason.
That's because you have to play during an international game window, don't you?
They've got Mexico in a friendly.
See, I don't think intercontinental games should be allowed.
Who's travelling where then for that?
I think Mexico are going to Wales. I think.
Oh, are they?
It's just a bit
okay.
ridiculous.
Look,
It's stupid. Isn't it?
but-
In the middle of a global pandemic.
These games shouldn't be happening.
They're
No,
friendly
they shouldn't be really. Terrible.
Is sandwiched in between Belgium and then Czech Republic, who have just named their player and their 3 players of the year. Thomas Souček from West Ham was top, and Kufal from West Ham was second
They
in
have
player of the year.
fallen so far.
Oh,
I remember
mad.
Petr Cech. Well, he was
They got-
just a king.
Just other players they've obviously got Patrick Schick, the Leverkusen striker. He's been around the block, hasn't he? He's been at Roma, he's been at Leipzig. They've got Jakub Jankto, Sampdoria, decent midfielder. Thomas Callas, obviously Bristol City player.
Had to get in there, didn't
In the World Cup qualifiers.
Callas did come off injured on Saturday for Bristol City against Rotherham
Yeah.
with a side strain. Look, Wales are in the World Cup qualifying. They haven't qualified for a World Cup in 1950 odd. Is it time they basically buckle up their ideas?
Yeah, I mean they are having their golden generation, not just like the best in 10 years, like the best.
Well, we were able to speak to Dave Edwards, the midfielder, played for Wales in the 2016 Euros, plays for Shrewsbury. He said that he believes that Wales, they can only go from up. They can only go up from here. Let's be honest.
I can see them going down. That's the problem.
They've got a
Lose
few good
Bale
youngsters.
and Ramsey and Hennessy
Yeah.
and all them.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Hennessy has been outcasted already. Look, they do have the likes.
Rightly so
Look,
as well.
Ben Cabango is a great centre back in the Championship. Ravi Montando is at Schalke. He's doing excellent. But Wales is an interesting. We don't want them to do well, but they should be doing better.
They have Belgium in the group, so they'll be in the playoffs at best.
So
Yeah. But they won't.
I don't think they'll make it.
They won't go far, will they? Let's be honest. I mean, you have to be realistic. With a team like Wales, they only rely on 2-3 players at best.
I think they're kind of. I mean, in all fairness, it's kind of what I try to do in my team. So they're kind of passion merchants, and they just don't seem to have that fight or passion anymore.
One team that could be playing Wales in the playoffs for the World Cup spot is Republic of Ireland. We're going through all the home countries.
Yes,
They're in Group
up
A,
the island.
playing Portugal, Serbia, Luxembourg, and Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
Looking at the squad, they're in absolute trouble with their goalkeepers.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Kiva Callahan, Liverpool's second, third choice goalkeeper.
Who's a very, very good keeper.
He's good. He's not quite Carling.
Gavin Bazunu, the Rochdale goalkeeper.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Kieran O'Hara, the Burton Albion goalkeeper.
Oh,
and Mark
no.
Travers back up at Bournemouth.
These are not international World Cup qualifier goalkeepers, are they?
I mean, as much as I love Ireland, we're not going to go anywhere.
Gone are the days of. Well, I think Randolph still plays for Ireland. I think he's just not in the squad.
Yeah, he does still play for Ireland, but he does play for them, but he doesn't. If you know what I mean.
But looking at that,
Yeah.
would you trust?
Nope.
would you trust any of those goalkeepers with number 1? And as
I
much
mean,
as you like
maybe-
Kelleher, do you watch Liverpool and think, oh no, we're playing a ginger 18-year-old?
If Kelleher's playing, I mean, of course it depends who you're playing against for a start. But if Kelleher is playing, he's not a bad keeper. He's actually pretty decent. And if I was Ireland right now, I'd just play him. What have you got to lose? And I know it's not like you're playing against Spain or Germany or, do you know what I mean? You're not playing against the big guns. Just play him. Just play him. At the end of the day, because they've got what Ireland have got is they've got great belief. It's not all down to the fantastic players. That some teams have. Ireland have got great belief, and if they believe in it, and they can get a good result on their day. So. Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, I'd just go for it. I'd play Kelleher because he has played in big games. He's played Champions League games. He has played in big games. So I don't really see an issue there. I mean, of course, it's international football. Might get his nerves a little bit, but apart from that, I don't see any issue. But I don't see Ireland going that far. Really.
What was it? Slovakia in their group or?
In the Republic of Ireland group, they have got...
It was Slovenia.
Portugal, Serbia,
okay, so Portugal are winning the group.
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan.
Yeah, Portugal are winning the group. See,
Yeah.
it's going to be another World
Republic
Cup
of Ireland
where
are
England are the
Ronaldo
only
will win
home
the
nation.
Republic of Ireland are the third highest ranked team in
Yeah,
that
of
country.
course, yeah.
In that group, is behind Portugal 5th and Serbia 30th.
Yeah.
Republic of Ireland 42nd.
Yeah, I can't imagine Northern Ireland or Republic of Ireland or Wales or Scotland making it through.
We've
No.
mentioned him already in this podcast, just with Wales. The news of Gareth Bale for what he said in a recent press conference.
Wales,
Do either
golf,
you two
Real
want to-
Madrid, Tottenham.
Yes, do either you two want to digress on the
Go on,
absolute
Ben.
shambles that is
Well,
Gareth Bale?
he's using Tottenham, bit for the money, bit to just get game time and get him ready for these Euros coming up, which he doesn't strike me as the nicest guy for doing that. Obviously, bit of a falling out with everyone at Real Madrid. He's open that he prefers golf, but he hasn't played in a while and he hasn't had good form in a while, and he's going to walk into that Welsh team and I don't think he's going to be on the form he should be. I don't think he's going to be able to carry them anywhere, and I don't think Wales are going to do that well just off the back of them depending on Gareth Bale. I don't think he can do it.
Well, he's 31. He's got 1 year left on his contract at Madrid.
Yeah.
Why not see it out? I don't
For that money.
Yeah,
Where else is he going to get that money?
Well, exactly. At the end of the day, I don't blame him, to be fair, for going back to a lot of people saying, it's disrespectful for Spurs and stuff. But I think...
He's only on loan.
Yeah, he's only on loan, and he made it quite clear, I think, before he even, joined them on loan, that he just wanted game time and he wanted to prepare for the Euro. So it's not like a big shock, like, oh my God, he's not signing for Spurs. It's not really much of a surprise.
You need game
really.
time at the highest level, and you go back to a club that you loved and that loved you.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think people are blowing that up proportion that he's not going to stay at Tottenham. I mean, it's a loan deal.
It's a loan. You don't have to stay.
Nobody loans a player and then is angry that they didn't want to stay. Let's be honest. Look, here are some quotes from Bale. There's no distraction for me. I think the main reason I came to Spurs this year was to play football. Going into the Euros, I wanted to be match fit. So he's literally just used Tottenham Hotspur as basically a gym to get fit. Mm-hmm. So look, he wants to go back to Real Madrid. He's fallen out of Zidane. Never got any game time last season. Acted like an absolute idiot, both on and off in the stadium.
Yeah, on and off the field, yeah.
He's no matter how bad Real Madrid are, he's not going to get a game, are they?
No.
They're going to push their youngsters.
Yeah, well, he's just going to see out his contract, isn't he? Really, like Ben said, the amount of money that he's on. I mean, I don't even know what he's on, but it's something obscene, probably.
I mean, I'll go back to when he said the main reason was I wanted to play football first and foremost. He's had 4 injuries this season, played 25 games in all competitions, 10 goals, 3 assists. He's played 90 minutes once, and that was in a 4-1 FA Cup win against Championship Wycombe.
Still mental that Wycombe are in the Championship.
And he's played 1,200 minutes in all competitions, which is 13 full matches and an extra 30 minutes.
Yeah, and just to finish that off as well, he scored 10 goals in 25 appearances in all competitions so far for Spurs. So, I mean, I look on Twitter and stuff and I see loads of Spurs fans saying, Bale's back. Oh, come on.
No.
Do me a favour. He's not back.
The £9 million loan fee, has it been worth it?
No.
In my opinion, absolutely not. I mean, you summed it up there. He's probably spent more. Well, he has. He spent more time on the bench than he has on the pitch. I mean, what was the honest point in Gareth Bale really going? Well, not necessarily him going to Spurs, because we all know why he went, but what was the point in Spurs getting him on loan?
I mean, maybe they've earned more than 9 million in his shirt sales. Maybe that was their point of view. But his wages on top of that.
It's just obscene.
They were hoping for a really big homecoming superstar, going to tear up the league, winning the league. Mourinho turns him into a god again, and then
massively flopped, massively backfired.
I mean, you can't say he's a flop.
Oh, now Kane wants to leave now. Well, apparently, doesn't he?
I think in all fairness, if Kane wins nothing, he'll probably be the best player ever that's never won a trophy.
Probably. You don't want to go down as that, do you?
No.
But anyway, Bale, I think he's doing the right decision, really, going back to Madrid. Yeah. Why not? You've got to see
Kane with him. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't want a reputation. No. Wouldn't want someone to recommend me in that situation though. Like, I know you hate me here, but bring this guy along.
Yeah, exactly. But I just think at the end of the day, Bale's won 4 Champions League titles, 2 La Liga championships, 1 Copa del Rey, 3 UEFA Super Cups, and 3 Club World Cups with Real Madrid. I think a lot of people forget that, really. I certainly forgot it, to be fair. So, yeah, he should just go for it. Just go back to Madrid and see what happens.
We're going to move away from football at the moment. I'm going to go on to the Formula 1, as it is back this weekend in the Bahrain Grand Prix. Testing was just over a week ago, and if the results there are the same on track, it looks like Red Bull might actually be giving a championship fight to Mercedes. Can they stop the 7-year dominance of the constructor? But look, Lewis Hamilton's still favourite for the title.
He always will be.
To win his 8th.
He could do it in a go-kart.
Record-breaking 8th driver's title. But Max Verstappen will be picking up any pieces that he leaves on track. The midfield battle, McLaren, now Daniel Ricciardo, will be looking for more podiums than they were last season. They only got 2. And Aston Martin, now with 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, will be fighting for the 3rd place that they lost on the last race last year. And finally, in the cricket, after losing both the Tests and T20 series, England lost the first ODI by 57 runs after a horrific collapse. Johnny Bairstow and Jason Roy put on a brilliant 134 for 0 after 14 overs, but with 180 needed in 36 overs. Captain Owen Morgan was one of the players who fell with the batting, and he might be injured, as well as Sam Billings. They might be out the second test, with Liam Livingston and Dawid Malan expected to come in for them. Anything else, chaps?
I want to go back to the F1 with Lewis Hamilton. You know those little yellow and red cars, the little tykes when you were a kid?
Yes.
You just rolled around with your car. You could do that in the Grand Prix. Just scoot around the track and finish first.
Yeah, probably. What I did want to talk about actually was the saliva samples to be used to diagnose concussion, which has been
incredible
in the news. I think today, was it? This morning, I think?
Yeah, this morning.
Which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I wonder what...
I mean, I've suffered from many concussions. Probably had quite a bit of damage done. Yeah. If I could just concussion. Easy.
I just find it interesting the way how it's going to work. I mean, it's they're saying I think it's Birmingham University, I think, that are doing the trials or something. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works, because it certainly is a major talking point.
Yeah.
This is rugby related,
rugby
but
and football.
In football, yeah, exactly, in any sport really.
The number of players with dementia. I think there's a international retired now rugby player he spoke to someone. It's I really don't want to be a burden on anyone, but I just know it's coming because he's got early onset dementia.
I know.
He's not even 50.
I know. It's not great really. But yeah, I just thought I'd put it out there really, just to see what you guys think about that. But yeah.
I mean, more needs to be done about head injuries in sport. It's
horrible.
Well, it ruins people's lives, let's be honest, and not just the person who suffers from it.
Their entire family.
Yeah, but more than just a family, let's be honest.
However, can you imagine accidentally knocking someone out, giving them a concussion? I'd feel awful. I'd retire myself.
Yeah, I know. It would be... Yeah, because you don't know as well, because they could end up in a coma or anything. You could... you don't know how you could recover from it.
You have... I know there was one lad for our uni team. He had a late symptoms come on, so he got concussed. I think it was during game or training. He didn't know, because concussion doesn't hit you straight away.
No.
And the fact that you keep going can do a lot of damage, because your brain is injured and you keep playing and you have no idea. I think it was 3 or 4 days later. And obviously, once that happens and you've been going as normal.
Yeah.
The last time I had a concussion, I was told to lie in bed for at least a week. doing absolutely nothing.
I was going to say it's serious though, isn't it? Because a lot of people just sort of brush over concussion like they have done in the past.
But,
and
you've hit your head.
You've hit your head. Here's a bit of like spray a bit of magic water on or whatever it is. Yeah, or whatever it is, and you'll be fine. You run back on, you're fine again.
It can't be diagnosed immediately. That's the problem, because players want to keep going and managers want to keep them on. But post-concussion syndrome is probably one of the worst things you can get. Yeah, because it stays with you. I mean, I still suffer from concussion-related problems. Yeah, and all I did was get pushed into a wall trying to play rugby in a uni dorm.
Goodness. Right. Okay.
So move on from
that horrible, sad.
Don't
say hard-hitting, please.
Great choice of words there.
Wow. So we go over to Ben now for Steve Watch. We won't give you a jingle this week, but maybe we will in the future.
I'll do my own, Matt. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Let me have a thing. Oh yeah. Steve Watch.
So Steve Watch, what's on the agenda this week?
Well, Steve Mandanda will celebrate his 36th birthday next week. The Marseille goalkeeper's contract will run to 2024, despite his age being nearer 40. Obviously, the man himself being the inspiration for Steve Watch after my surprise at man called Steve winning the World Cup. Steve Biko FC of the Gambian 2nd Division held top of the league Samja FC to a 1-1 draw, keeping themselves above the teams the likes of Immigration.
Yeah, it's just that name.
Interesting name. Yeah. But they're not above, the 2nd Infantry Battalion.
Yeah, the 2nd Infantry Battalion are a decent team in the Gambian 2nd Division.
Yeah, they are very...
Well, look,
this is so random. I'm sorry, I just had to laugh.
I found Steve Biko FC whilst on Bet365.
But he doesn't have a gambling problem.
Oh my god.
And
that's hilarious.
Well, I just kept looking at the Gambian teams. The African team names are all fun.
They're absolutely fantastic.
So, and look,
Rhino was one.
Yeah, right. Team
it's
Rhino.
It's like a 5-a-side name, isn't it? Like Steve FC.
So what we're going to do
for me
is each week we'll be giving you Steve Biko updates.
Well, we will. I need to get a Steve Biko shirt.
Yeah, we'll be looking.
Are you crying?
So I think that has just given us any final thoughts from you boys.
Yeah, I just want to go back to some of the injuries. Obviously, we've seen LeBron James has got an injury. Yeah, he's got an ankle sprain. And Steph Curry's also got an injury and he's going to be out for the next 3 games. So just basically quick recovery for them, really, because they're 2 world-class legendary players in the NBA and hope they get well soon.
Yes, get well soon.
Yeah.
Ben, any final thoughts from you?
No.
Really?
I mean, Steve Book must be delighted that Josh Griffiths is in the under-23 squad.
That's thrown me off. My final thoughts for this week is...
What was I meant to say?
Anything that you think of.
Oh,
So...
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
So, look...
We're going to get copyright for that.
Probably not.
Fair use.
My final thoughts will be next week's quiz will be much better than this week's.
Yeah.
And Joffrey Archer plays cricket. And Luke Freeman plays football.
If you'd have just let me go first, I would have got all of them right. He'd have got all of his right.
Yeah, but I still won, so...
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the TV podcast.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and, our personal accounts as well. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.